All right, hey guys, I want to come on real quick, and this is just a filler video, okay? I did a couple videos recently that were a little more heavy, heavy topics. I'm going to be talking about some other things that are a little heavy as well, so I thought I would salt and pepper it with some videos that are lighter. And this one is about mineral powder. You guys know I love a good mineral powder, and especially this time of year because I rely on it as sunscreen. And I know you're not supposed to rely on it exclusively, but I have hypersensitive skin, and I mean hypersensitive skin. So I am down to using only animal fats on my skin and mineral powders as sunscreen because the sunscreens that I have are in a base with oils and plant oils and things that are just not agreeing with my skin right now. And I have a couple different brands. I even bought some brand new ones, and my skin is just not liking a lot of the plant oils right now. And I know there's one that my daughter uses that's made in tallow, but it still has a lot of other ingredients in it, so I'm just not interested. And because I know that the powders work so well for me, like they work incredibly well, as good as anything I've ever used, that's what I rely on when I need to. So normally when my skin tolerates them a little bit better, then I'll do like a layer of that or a good amount of that, and then I'll use the powder as a backup. But right now I'm using just the powders. Now, I've made plenty of videos about the history of my skin. I've suffered severe skin damage on my face, and we are talking severe, not just little sunburn or a little bit of a blip. I've had severe damage to my skin. I've had massive sunburns throughout my whole sunbathing life, which was many, many years. I suffered from a severe chemical burn on my face from some products that I was using through an esthetician. And even though I was into skincare, I wasn't into this type of skincare, and I just thought I would try it. It was kind of all the rage at the time, and I was, getting closer to 30. I was over 25, let's put it that way. And I just thought, maybe I should start being a little more proactive with my skin, even though I was always involved in skincare. But natural skincare, just taking care of my skin. But I thought, maybe I'll try this, and I tried it, and it gave me a second and third degree chemical burn on my face. So it was mostly second degree, but I had a couple of areas that were really, really deep, and it was really bad. So I ended up having to heal that, and then that eventually gets better. And then I ended up getting really bad frostbite on my face. And this was how many years ago? I'm trying to think how many years ago it was. It was a while ago, but it was very bad. I actually thought I might have to have surgery on my nose. It was so, so bad. It was my whole, I had it all over my face, but of course the key points, are where the wind hits you the most. And it was just a cold, windy day. I'm not going to get into what happened. I was covering my face, but it was the moisture, and the combination was not good. And I was out too long. And the minute I walked in my house, I knew. I literally walked in the house, and the minute my face started to warm up, I knew I was in trouble, and it actually got really dramatic. I'm not going to get into details, okay? So I've had a lot of damage to my face, and it's really sensitive. And every now and then it just tells me it doesn't like things, and I listen to it. I'm not gonna hurt my skin. And so right now it doesn't really like anything from a plant, and it doesn't like anything really. I can use Vaseline. I can use my animal fats. So that's what I'm sticking with for now. I can still use rose water. The rose water is fine. I can use the distilled aloe. That I seem to be doing okay with as well. I can use a little bit of neroli water, but I haven't even been able to use jojoba oil or some of the most basic things that I've used on my skin for years. My skin is just not loving it right now. And I honestly think it's because I've been using a lot more plant actives on my skin, and I just feel like which I love. They work great, but because my skin is so hypersensitive, I always work in a very, very low dilution, concentration, I should say, a low concentration. And I ended up, I don't know. I still think it was a low concentration, but I was using it twice a day instead of once a day or every other day. And I just went over my threshold, and I should know better. I should know better because I have very, very sensitive skin. So now I'm back to just animal fats and using mineral powders. So I just wanted to share the Jane Iredale with you today. I don't have it in my hand. I don't think I need to show you guys it. I showed it on camera before. I did put some of the Amazing Base on today. I'm not going to be like outside a lot today. I'm going to be like in and out doing things, but I'm not going to be like baking in the sun by any means. But I did throw some of the Jane Iredale Amazing Base on. This works great for me. It just does. I've actually worn it to the ocean when the UV's been like a 10 and forget my hat, and I come home without pink skin. So it works for me. Now, I'm not telling anybody to do this. I'm just saying it works for me, but I'm also really sensible too. Like, even if I forget a hat, if my girlfriend happens to bring her tent or umbrella, you know, I'll definitely utilize that for a little bit of shade. But I've actually gone to the beach where I have completely forgotten my hat, and there's nowhere for me to hide from the sun, and the Jane Iredale has kept my skin protected. So it does work for me, I'm just saying. And I can go swimming too, and it still works. So again, I'm not telling anybody to do this. I'm just saying it works for me. So that's what I do, and that's what I'm doing right now. So I currently have the shade Amber on. I'm normally the warm sienna. I do warm sienna and amber, so I can bounce between those two. And I just put the amber on today because I have both of them out, and it's just the one I grabbed. I didn't even look, to be honest. I just put it on, and they both match me pretty well. The warm sienna I like a little more because it's a little more yellow toned. The amber is a little more neutral peach. So they both work though. But I do love them, and the reason I wanted to share them with you is that when you have really sensitive skin, and you have to be really careful what you put on your skin, the Jane Iredale uses micronized ingredients, okay? And what that means is that they're ground really, really fine, okay? And they're not nano. I mean, the whole point of mineral makeup is to lay on the skin, right? So it's not nano. They're just really tiny, but it creates this very, very soft powder, which doesn't scratch your skin, okay? So some of the other brands, and I have a lot of brands that are not micronized, and honestly, I still love them. I love them. They're great. I just don't grind them into my skin because I don't want to be grinding it. So I do apply them with a somewhat softer brush, and works great for me. But for those that really need that micronized formula, the Jane Iredale is really nice. Now, that's provided you're not allergic or sensitive to any of the other ingredients that's in that product, but it is a really, really gentle formula. I really, really love it. And the La Belladonna is also triple jet milled. So again, super fine. It does contain bismuth oxychloride, but if you're not allergic to bismuth oxychloride, the bismuth oxychloride is ground so fine that it doesn't scratch the skin. And they've done studies on this, okay? It's actually very gentle when it is highly micronized. So again, if you're allergic to it, then you would want to avoid that ingredient. But if you think you can't use it because it's an irritant, it's really not that much of an irritant when it is ground really finely. Okay, this is why this product is used in spas and dermatology offices, because it is so gentle. Now, that doesn't mean you won't have an allergic reaction. Okay, you could. Could you be technically allergic to it? You can be allergic to anything. Okay, so again, it really depends on what the issue is. And then, let's see, the Youngblood uses micronized ingredients as well, but they don't have any zinc in their formula, so I don't ever recommend that one. It's a beautiful mineral powder. It's a beautiful mineral foundation, and I absolutely love it, but I do not wear that one unless I have a little bit of zinc oxide underneath it. Okay, so I'm always going to put a little bit of zinc oxide underneath it, whether it's in like a sunscreen or whatever. I do have a couple of dark formulas that they make, and I've added some zinc into it just to balance it and give it a little more broad spectrum protection, but on its own, it doesn't contain that. So even though they sell it at dermatology offices, they do sell it in spas, it's missing the zinc oxide. Okay, and the reason they don't use it is because they claim that zinc can be drying. But I've explained this and I've talked about this in other videos. As long as your skin has enough emollients on it, it's not going to dry your skin because it's going to adhere to the emollients that are on your skin. It's not going to suck from you. That's why I always encourage people before using a mineral powder to go in with a really rich, emollient, fatty face balm. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. And if you're getting older, it's a game changer anyway. And I'm a firm believer that this is what we should be putting on our skin and not all that other stuff. You're getting emollients, and when you're using animal fats, you're getting nutrients for your skin, and then you end up being 57 years old and having pretty decent skin. So yeah, that's what I suggest. But anyway, I just want to share. Okay, so it's really great for sun protection if you find that you are really struggling finding a liquid or a cream that actually doesn't irritate your skin. You might want to try it. It's better than not wearing anything, okay? Because let's face it, hat, cover up, we can do our best, but we're still getting exposure. And I'm not a freak about it. Like, I'm not wearing anything on my skin when the UV is a 1 and there's no snow on the ground and nothing to reflect. And I'm not, okay? I'm not a freak about it, but I have light skin. I'm not meant to live in an area where it gets to be 100 degrees in the summer, okay? So that's not what my skin is designed for. So I make sure I protect it. So anyway, I'll be signing out.